High on Fire's 2024 comeback will be a heavy one. That is for sure. But according to an interview, the new album will embrace a new attitude, a sound with Turkish roots along the lines with heavy mid-tempo Sabbath riffs and classic High on Fire. High on Fire was formed in the late summer of '98 by guitarist Matt Pike, drummer Des Kensel, and bassist George Rice. In the year 2000, their album The Art of Self-Defense was released by Man's Ruin Records. This was the label behind albums by Acid King, Fu Manchu, Electric Wizard, and others. Amidst the late 90s and early 2000s dominated by rap metal and stoner rock cliches, High on Fire's The Art of Self-Defense stood out with its unique approach. It diverged from prevalent trends with a fresh take on metal at its most tribal form. The album was also just heavy as songs like Baghdad, 10,000 Years, and Master of Fists are now classics. In September of 2023, High on Fire were celebrating their 25th anniversary as a band. The band played a few shows from October through November last year with Pallbearer and Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats at Leviathan Fest 2023. In September, the band completed recording the new album and were aiming at an early 2024 release via MNRK Heavy. The new album was produced by Kurt Ballou and is also the first one to have drummer Cody Willis from The Melvins and Big Business, who joined in 2021. About those new bits of music, there were two behind-the-scenes clips. One with Matt Pike explaining the music of High on Fire and how it's for a specific audience and not the casual listener of rock.
That makes it run and stuff. It's a very ambitious thing, but it's not, I don't think it's meant for the whole of society to consume. It's definitely a specific kind of person that's going to listen to a High on Fire record. You know, it's a little bit rough for just the radio sort.
And another with bassist Jeff Motz playing a baglama and explaining how Turkish folk music influenced the writing on the new record.
Started studying the Turkish folk lute, the bağlama, back in 2019 with a few different teachers in Istanbul. This folk music has always been an influence on the music I write for High on Fire, but I feel like on this album it's manifested in a completely different way.
It seems the album is right around the corner. Recently, Jeff uploaded a picture via his Instagram account with a couple of test pressing albums. I just listened to the vinyl test press of the new High on Fire album. It sounds incredible and I can't wait for you all to hear it. Kurt Ballou and Alan Duchesse really helped make this a sonically striking piece of work. Matt Pike said the new record will please old school fans of the band while he spoke with Loudwire. Well, it's definitely noticeable that Jeff's been playing a lot of Turkish music, which I was kind of enthralled with, but I never took up a study of it like Jeff has. And so that there's a lot of that thrown in there, which leads to, like I was saying, just some different types of drumming styles, which Cody's like a master at being creative. It's been real good, just kind of figuring out that and having that move us along. And still keeping some of the same Black Sabbath mid-tempo blues riffs alongside of that, I think complement each other well. If you're not too familiar with High on Fire, here's a recommendation by Matt Pike. I guess the one that would stand out the most that I would want someone to hear for the first time definitely would be the song Fury Whip, the opening song on Death Is This Communion. It encompasses almost everything High on Fire is, aside from some of the more dirgy shit we do. But that's High on Fire in a nutshell, that sound. That song hammers. So there you have it. Crank the volume, listen to High on Fire, and we'll keep you all updated. Check the community tab here on YouTube or follow us on Instagram. Subscribe if you haven't already for more metal, and stay heavy.